down now. Oh no, his weed fell out.
You been recording?
I hit it like 5 seconds ago.
You asshole.
I
wasn't ready.
I told you lowly I was gonna.
I wasn't
hit record.
ready. I'm not in my mark.
All they heard was, "Oh shit, something fell out the bag."
I can't stand you. Just because you got EP credits don't mean you start and stop the motherfucking show.
I didn't have any more time to waste. My finger just
I was
slipped.
like, why do I smell weed so profoundly right now?
Your weed fell out of the entire pack.
Yeah, and I was like, I thought I put
Don't
it in there.
waste a single flake.
Absolutely not. We're in a recession still.
Yes.
Apologies. Excuse me as I get my stuff together because production
Welcome.
started.
Yeah, we got to get the show on the road.
Clearly.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Whiskey and We. Episode 17. Sweet.
No,
wait, I was about to say sweet 16. Sorry, I should have did that last episode.
Siete.
Yes, 17. Welcome. It feels like it has been a long ass week. I feel like I have not seen you in 2 weeks. I think it's we stretched it a little bit. I think because the recording was pushed back.
Well, yeah, it's Tuesday now, it's Thursday, so it's been 10 days.
Yeah, life is just coming full force, just fists. So, got a lot going on. But,
unfortunate for you, friend.
Yeah. I guess before we jump into our little intro, a few announcements, as I've informed you.
Go ahead.
We are now on different social networks.
I mean, Beyonce said she didn't need it, but we need it though.
Yeah, I mean, we need it at this moment. Like,
we need it.
We're
not there yet.
It's a competitive world, so we understand that we gotta push a little harder. But we are now for streaming on Spotify.
Hey.
So for those of you who are listening,
we made it.
Yes, you have access to iTunes, but for anyone else that you may know that doesn't have iPhone, they can now listen to us via Spotify.
Hey.
You can also we're also in the works of getting a Tumblr account together, and we are also working on connecting.
We're not gonna go. Are we gonna mention
what?
What did Eyebrow with an Attitude say? What did they call it?
What did he say?
Buttholes and
eyebrows, buttholes and.
Remember we were at brunch and he was like, "Y'all can't get a Tumblr page. What are you gonna call it? Buttholes."
Wait, I forgot what he said, but I knew it was funny.
He was like buttholes and something.
I think he said buttholes and I think it started with another B.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have to come back on that.
Whatever, yeah.
He said something slick, but it was low key funny because Tumblr is widely known for when you go on and you got to do your business.
Tumblr do whatever you want it to do. Function however you need it.
Chris inspired me, so we got the Tumblr account going. It's in the works. It's connected with our other social media. So for people who don't use, we just want to be a little bit more versatile. So for people, not everybody uses Instagram. We have Tumblr. Also, we have a Twitter now. So same name, Whiskey and We. Just search us. You'll find us. Follow us. Hit us up. But what else is there? Working with YouTube. SoundCloud, a little iffy. But the main thing to be happy about is that we are now on Spotify. So, like I said, those who can't catch us on iTunes, you can now catch us on Spotify. But that was the big surprise. That was the big hoorah. Yeah, so we are making moves.
I might have to wash my mouth a little bit now.
He gonna have to watch his mouth tonight. He don't get no free passes on shit. It's been a long week. So Chris gotta behave tonight. Chris gonna have to behave, I can't ask him to do it from here on out because he can't control himself. So I'm just gonna tell you today.
I have no chill.
Because next week you'll be on your show like your little fleece, your little Nike fleece.
You know what? So what we not gonna talk about?
No, I like it. I didn't know.
What we're gonna talk about right now is the fact that I've got this bomb ass haircut that you have seen for the past 2.5 hours.
Well, I mean,
not once. But I always mention your uptown swoosh fade, halfway synthetic made waves. I always give.
I mean, but I always feel like you always be on point. I always feel like you have
last week I was
fresh.
Definitely not on point.
Were you not?
I transitioned to Wolverine.
But I feel like I always see you.
My snapback game is for real.
I think every other week you always pull up with the fresh cut. Like you pull up to the bench.
Yeah, I do a fresh cut and then a lineup.
You ready for the weekend?
But this is like.
I mean,
feeling myself.
Yeah.
I wish I would see myself tonight.
I saw it. And I was like, okay, Chris rocking the fresh cut again. I just thought like, okay, this that week where Chris got it fresh. The skin looking good.
It's cool. You don't have to.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fred. I told you it's been that week. I'm tired.
It's just the light skin thing because y'all struggle to give out compliments.
We do because I was like being very light skinned today at work.
You're always threatened.
Who said that? That ain't no problem.
Facts.
That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. You look good, friend. You look good. You ready for the weekend? This, on the other hand, this right here, my mug. I got to do something with it.
Does Drake have an off day?
Sometimes he's looking scruffy. Sometimes he can look scruffy, but it's a light skin thing. They think all light skins. You can look scruffy and still look cute. No, people outside too.
Yeah, I do.
No, because I don't be feeling myself sometimes. A true light skin on the inside would not tolerate the scruffiness a bad day. We're always on that level where it's high maintenance. I think a lot of people on the outside that, I don't want to say cater, but make us feel like we're all that could see no wrong.
Oh, I find y'all flaws, and I'll quickly point out y'all flaws.
You promote this. You enable this.
I feel y'all need to be humbled sometimes.
I am very humble. So, yeah, they need to be humble.
Just because you are humble doesn't mean you need to be humbled more sometimes. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
What?
It's fine.
You saw what I named the last episode? I was like, I know exactly what to name this episode. And for those who don't get the reference, then shame on you, because I won't say.
It's not
I said that to one of my friends, and he was like, okay. I said, you know what? I don't think this is going to work. I think we should stop speaking.
We're not there. And if you're not there on that simple phrase, then we shouldn't be anywhere together.
Yes. Okay. Well, how was your weekend? Did you do anything?
Yes. Friday I went to the Smoke pop-up shop.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. That was probably the highlight of my weekend.
Okay. My weekend, I stayed inside, but one thing I did do, I went to Joe's Crab Shack, and I have not gone to Joe's Crab Shack since I was in junior high. And this was in New Orleans. So I went to Joe's Crab Shack up here in Jersey, and what I got was okay. I got like the little steam pot, came with the crabs. I'm a big, like a lot of people won't know this, my family will, but growing up as a kid, I loved crabs. Crabs was my thing.
So
my
you can cook them?
I never cooked them, but I loved eating them, and I would always be at the table as a kid. I was a kid, but cracking them. Like my grandfather knew I was the crab boy because I just loved having my crabs. I needed it in my gumbo, saved to the end, digging on the crab. So it's been some time since I've had like a crab, like king crab. What was the other one? I want to say dungeon crab. And I had the bib on and everything, but I think like maybe 4 cracks in, I was like, ooh, this is too much. I said, I don't like doing this. I just give me the crab meat. Just give me this.
I don't know how to crack crab.
They give you these like nut crackers you can use for like pecans, and there's a technique behind it because you gotta see. Luckily, I didn't lose the muscle memory of that. You gotta know how to crack the crab, so that way you crack a portion of it, and you pull the shell off, and the meat is all there, stuck to the cartilage part of the crab. Because you don't want to go digging in. So I still had that. I was like, yes, dip. And just bite.
I have no idea how to crack crab. I literally have put like the tip of it and just tried to suck the meat.
Just get the picture, kid.
Because there's no gag reflex. Get it down.
It's a hassle. I realized I was like, I said, this ain't me anymore. I said, I would rather have my crab pre-cut.
Imitation crab meat, I'm fine.
I love me some imitation crab. My mama always throw that on some iceberg lettuce and call it a salad. My mom used to hook her salads the fuck up with iceberg lettuce at that. She would throw in some olives, some shredded cheddar, imitation crab. Man, I am not gonna lie, I would tear that shit up.
What's wrong with imitation crab though?
It's not real crab.
Who hates on it though?
Some people are, but I grew up liking it, so I was already born to like it. I was raised to like it. So, yeah, I did Joe's Crab Shack. Another thing I did that was pretty cool was I watched the movie Nappily Ever After on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I'm about to watch it.
Oh, man. You gotta watch it. To me, it was such a good movie. It was such a good I want to say representation of what a lot of black women deal with in this day and age, like with society and just growing up. I mean, you haven't watched the movie, but do you know like the summary of the movie? Like, do you know what the movie's about?
Yes.
Do you know certain iconic moments?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
She was. I mean, it was. Like in real life, I guess we kind of saw it happen when Tamar shaved her head.
Yeah. So that was the powerful moment. That I didn't know that she did that. She shaved her head.
Instagram go bald, and I was like, oh, she went hard for that role.
Yeah, like she So it's a depiction of like growing up as a black child. We all kind of had that sister or cousin where they're crying because their mom is doing their hair, and it's almost like that. If you relate to it as a young girl, because you had to sit there and deal with that pain for your hair to be straight. So it's just showing how it was stereotyped on black women growing up, like your natural hair is deemed as ugly and you shouldn't love it. So she takes on this role as having a mother like that, doing her hair as a young child, not being able to get your hair wet. You go into a swimming party, but you can't get in the pool type thing. Always getting it straight. So she grew up thinking that. And they got to a point where I guess it was just too much pressure. And what I didn't know until like you watched the movie is that she does it all on camera. Like she shaves her head on like camera, like it's in the take. In the moment, you see the rawness in it. It like I got teary eyed. I was like, wow, this is just so powerful. And it's such a good movie because it teaches a lot of women that are still dealing with that type of issue, because it could be an issue in its own. How to embrace yourself, how to love yourself, all that comes with you, your curly fro and just that afro. So it was such a powerful movie. I thought Sanaa, big props to her. She killed that fucking role. It was good. So you got to watch that movie. It was good.
It's next.
Yes.
It's only the weekend to do.
That was the highlight of my weekend. But we could jump into What's the Whiskey Friend? And give these people something to talk about, something to gossip over.
Give me the gab, friend.
All right. So I'm just I guess I'll start it on a good note. A few things. One is J. Cole and his nonprofit, the Dreamville Foundation. They're raising money to help those affected by Hurricane Florence. So this is in his hometown of Fayetteville, North Carolina. I don't know if I said it wrong. Maybe. Yeah. So, they just had the hurricane. I know a lot of people. There was a lot of damage. I was speaking to a guy here in the city saying he was reaching out to his brother that lives there. And, yeah, they lost the roof. Some areas, like, they lost the roof of their apartment or their house. But they're all safe. So some areas it was hit pretty hard. So prayers out to them. And the death toll, like we mentioned, like was rising. It was up there. Like, I mean, from what I heard to what you heard, it could have gone higher, it could have stayed the same, but it was still like an amount that was exceedingly high. Yeah. So J. Cole's doing this nonprofit. They're going to provide hot food stations placed throughout the city. Also temporary housing options for families and stocking of food pantries and shelters. And then we have the option to donate $10, $25, $50 or another amount of our choice. So I'm definitely going to be reaching out and just giving a donation to help out, because like I mentioned before, I definitely understand. I've gone through the hurricane, losing a lot, and now starting over with your fight for survival. So I'll be donating, but I think it's a great thing that he's doing. Here in New York, we got the New York Yankees, who are now bringing forth LGBT scholarships for the Stonewall's 50th anniversary. So they are going to launch an LGBT initiative in 2019. It's going to provide scholarships to high school students to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. So how they're going to award it, they're going to have 10,000. They're going to award 5 10,000 scholarships to one graduating public high school student from each of the 5 boroughs who have demonstrated academic achievement and a commitment to equality and an impactful support for the LGBT community. So not only is it a good scholarship, it's a good way of giving back, but it's to individuals like students who are leading the new generation of like the support for the LGBT and steering the hate in a different direction, like to teach them to show support and I think it's great that they get the scholarship out of it to advance their careers so they can continue to be a bigger voice for things like this. So they're going to award the scholarships at the Yankee Stadium from June 17th to the 26th of 2019. I just think it's great. I think it's great to show support of the Stonewall, and how historical and impactful it's been and the meaning behind it. So it also continues to teach the youth what has happened at the Stonewall and why Stonewall is so important. So I think that's very good to keep that legacy alive and keep the story being told. So kudos to that. I think that's going to be great. So 2019 looking good. Also we got Riri still killing it in the game. Aside from being on the cover, I forgot what she was on the cover of something I posted on Instagram. I forgot. I'm tired. But the point is, to make things better, she has now been conferred the title of ambassador of Barbados. So the Prime Minister, Mia Moore Motley, she conferred that Rihanna is now ambassador of her country. Like, I think that's great. She just continues to win. So
what does that mean?
That means that, okay, there's gonna be like certain things that obviously she won't be like there doing a whole lot, but what she will have her hands on, she would be in charge of bringing investment as well as encouraging education and tourism. So, which Rihanna is very known for. Like, she's always being seen doing something for communities. Like, she's been seen recently just helping out in a third world country carrying like sand on her head and, buckets of water and stuff. So she's always out there hands and knees, like in the dirt, helping these people. So I think that's great to put her in charge of something like that. She obviously knows how to make great investment choices, business decisions. So I think that's good. And to bring the encouraging education and tourism, she shows that, like, just through her spirit and her personality alone. So I think that's great. She responded by saying, I couldn't be more proud to take on such a prestigious title in my home country. Every Barbadian is going to have to play their role in this current effort, and I'm ready and excited to take on the responsibility. So I see good things. I'm sure she's ecstatic. Like, it's her hometown. So,
well, good for her.
Yeah, good for Riri. What else I got? Okay, this one's going to be a little bit more in depth because this is I guess the juicy story of the week. So we got the Leslie Jones clapping back at Kevin Hart this week for his comments made in regards to Cat Williams. So let's rewind. I know it's a lot. Okay. You know Leslie Jones.
Yes.
She's SNL, Ghostbusters. She's that actress that even dealt with a lot of backlash of her appearance.
Yes.
So, comedian. Last week I mentioned very briefly with the Emmys taking place how Cat Williams won an Emmy, Tiffany Haddish won an Emmy, and Cat kind of made some comments about Tiffany Haddish winning.
Yeah.
So just to give more sight on that, to where this is all leading up to, Cat Williams did like a little interview or whatever, and that's when he brought up the Tiffany Haddish winning her award. So he said, allegedly he quoted, "She's been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't." Sometimes grammar throws me off how people speak. She ain't. I understand it's the hood in us, but I guess I'm just so specific when I read. Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. So that was his comment regarding Tiffany, why he felt she shouldn't win an Emmy. But like I said on the previous show, I mean, she had a stand-up. It was The Last Black Unicorn or something. Mm-hmm. I watched it, and it was good. So she's had a stand-up. I mean, yeah, she's kind of up and coming, but you can't say she hasn't had a stand-up or she can't tell jokes back-to-back for an hour. Like, I think she's shown that she can be comedic. Not to everybody, but she obviously has some talent. I watched Girls Trip. She was funny. She was a highlight of that. Yeah. Without her, it wouldn't have been as good if she wasn't. She
delivered.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that happening, Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish to promote their new movie, Night School. They were on The Breakfast Club recently, and this is where Kevin Hart kind of came to the defense of Tiffany and expressed his anger or his irritation with Cat Williams. So he says, Kevin Hart, my frustrations with Cat Williams comes from him keep pointing at Hollywood. And he was like, when do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot. You were the guy. You were set to be a star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off your promo shoots. You fucked off your promo trips. You became a risk to the studios, which is why they pretty much stopped fucking with you.
Yeah.
So he says, in defense to Tiffany, is like, when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian, and these other women have worked hard, which they have, he was like, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring up people under you? You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those artists that are like rising up there.
Mm-hmm.
He named, allegedly, I guess he named a few of the female comedians in his rant, and one of the names, he named several black women. One of them was Leslie Jones, apparently. So, in an interview with Leslie Jones, she kind of went off on both of them. Just, I don't know. She kind of went in on both of them. So, from Leslie feeling some kind of way about Kevin speaking up, she felt that there was a lot of hypocritical gestures and hypocritical comments coming from Kevin, meaning she felt he didn't have a right to say much either because he's kind of on that same boat. So what she said was, real talk, and I mean, her, I feel like she's funny as hell. Real talk, both of them niggas need to keep my name out their mouth unless they using it to eat my pussy. Real talk. It's covered. None of those niggas has put me on or any woman. So she's claiming he never truly supported women either. Kevin Hart, that is. So she goes on to say, while he talking about Cat, what he did to do to put women on, he didn't help females. They wasn't on his tour. Fuck that nigga. At least Cat put me on his tour. Kevin could have put me on a long time ago, but he never respected me or my comedy. And trust, I can call his card. He know I can. So I guess her way of saying call his card, I can call your bluff, your bullshit pretty much. So she continues, both Kevin and Kat was the same to women like all these niggas in the game. Shitty and still is. Women have never had it good. At least Kat put women on his tour shows. How many shows back in the day didn't have a woman on them? Kevin, that motherfucker told me one time I would never make it. So she's spilling some tea. She's like, no, nigga, you ain't no better. So she goes on it's a long rant, and I'm not gonna quote every single rant. I'll just finish it off with her saying Chris Rock was the one who put me on, and Neil Brennan, a white comic / writer, not them, and I still had to work my fucking ass off to make it happen. So she was just over Kevin trying to play, I guess, the hero in that sense. I get where Kevin was coming from, but then again, based off of what she's saying, you are no better. What have you really done for? I mean, the only thing I know that Kevin has done for women is just cheat on them. I remember his one tour, he admitted to cheating on his ex baby mama, and then his recent one, he was just caught.
He's been
and he always will do a stand up like that, I know, I cheated, I admit it. Okay. But you know why? But then, he'll go on. But then I'm like, okay, that was funny with the last one. Then he got caught up in this one when he got, I guess he was in the car.
Sold out by your homeboy.
And it came out that he cheated. And I'm just like, damn, Kevin, you fucking love. Yeah. But you denying it too. So you straight up lying. I remember he was denying it in the beginning. But yeah, Leslie Jones, she's fuck both of y'all. I've had enough. Do you see any kind of truth in that? Or with what Kevin is saying, or what Cat Williams is saying about Tiffany? Do you see any kind of okay, I can relate, or maybe not, or fuck all them?
I mean, I would not ever try and discredit anyone's success. It's not and she's out there buying it because she mentions how much she gets per check. So she's not buying her notoriety.
It's bad enough we don't have enough black people in there already.
So let's just congratulations to her, congratulations to me. Move on. Yeah. Kevin Hart, jumping in. I don't know why little people. It's the little person complex.
Feisty.
Both these dudes are little
Chihuahua
people,
feisty.
like barely of adult stature.
Yeah. Well, them being on the Breakfast Club, I haven't seen the clip, but knowing how Charlemagne can be, I'm sure they tackled it head on. Like knowing, like I'm sure they brought up the topic, of course, and got them talking about it. I mean, Tiffany Haddish and Cat Williams made up at the Emmys. Like she posted a picture of Cat on his knees, kissing her hand. So they made up her in her beautiful little rainbow parachute dress. So it was probably brought up again because I think this happened. The Breakfast Club happened maybe last Friday. So Cat Williams obviously it still bothered him based off of that comment of what he said. But yeah, like we need to support each other. Come on, like you black, I'm black. Kudos, like do your thing, shit. Because there's not enough of us on that. Yeah. Like a screen and on that nomination as it is. So the more black people, the more melanin I see, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Use your platform that you're talking about and promote. Don't antagonize. But yeah, they're like, I feel like Kevin and Kat are like little. You know that dog on Men in Black?
The little pug
thing, and Tommy Lee Jones shook it to get the answer, like where.
Yeah.
I feel like,
wow. No, you know what it reminded me of that video you sent me where it was in relation to Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, I think it was, and it was those two dogs. One was on the couch, and the other one was barking, and they would stop, and then they would go at it again and
not do nothing.
Yeah. That's what I feel like when I see this petty bullshit going on with these celebrities. Like, y'all wasting all this energy, and it's our black celebrities. Like, I'm seeing so much of the black community and the fame and celebrities going at it versus the white people going at it. Like, I'm just seeing so much going on with us black people that are up there on these high platforms going against each other.
There are enough external issues that we don't need to be internally fighting right now. So stop the bullshit, people.
Yes, I agree. So they got to do better. I'm going to wrap it up very... You have anything to talk about?
Not for...
What's the whiskey?
The whiskey, no.
Okay, well, I was just going to wrap it up with something new that just happened this week with Bill Cosby. He was sentenced to...
Locked up.
3 to 10 years.
He'll be out in less than 8 months.
Yeah, man. I remember when I saw the sentence, my emotions were kind of mixed because for me, it felt very, like, bittersweet. It was just like, yes, he deserves to go away for what he did. Like, no doubt about it. But it was just a little upsetting because it's like, this is a black man that obviously his title and everything has been tarnished. Yeah. But we still have these white men that are out. These white men in the White House. These Harvey, what's his last name? Weinstein. Like, they still have not been booked yet. You still got George Zimmerman out on the street for killing an unarmed black teen. So the anger kind of came out of that, seeing that Bill Cosby is going to jail for what he did, and you got all these white men out here parading still that have not been charged yet. So it was a bittersweet moment because it's like, okay. I mean, the good news that kind of made the whole situation feel better, aside from the Bill Cosby thing, is the whole Botham, the guy who was killed in his own apartment, the officer who claimed to be on she floor. Yeah, like, but she thought she was going into her own apartment. First of all, so many holes in that story, but I can't even get into that. I'm just glad that she got fired. She's been fired, but now she needs to be convicted, like, because the story.
Has she not been charged?
I didn't hear anything yet. I just heard that she was fired. Oh, possibly that. But she needs to go to jail because the stories just don't add up. Like, now it's been said that neighbors claim that they heard her banging on the door saying, "Let me in."
She was drunk, right? Wasn't?
No, she said she was sober. That's why I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you come into, first of all, you shoot someone in the dark. It just doesn't make sense. Like, the natural things we do by habit when we walk into our apartment. You won't just walk into a dark apartment like that, like, and decoration, like, just so many things don't add up, and it's just lies across the board for me. So I'm glad to hear that she's been fired.
Yeah, she's fired and she was charged with manslaughter.
Okay, so you need to convict the bitch. Like, something needs to happen because enough is enough. But Yeah, I just felt bittersweet with that whole Bill Cosby thing, but I mean, we got it.
Excuse me. I feel like I roll it back deeper than a colorism issue. Bill Cosby did some fucked up shit.
He did.
And then when I was conversing with one of my friends, but he was like, look at what he did, some fucked up shit too. He's like a bunch of white women.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't even, how do you find solace in that? Like, that's a fucked up thing to say. But I feel for the women who had to endure what they did. But I didn't have a internal struggle with this. I was like, okay, you did the dirt.
Yeah.
You use your position of power to be dirty. And I'm disappointed in you because you are a black man, because we have to be twice as good, twice as fast, because we fall twice as hard.
Yeah, and he fell.
So for him, I don't feel bad. You knew what you were doing. You're doing it for a while.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, he deserves it. I think I looked at it now from a broader perspective, like from the globe of everything when it comes to just that title and how he has been convicted. Yes, he deserves that. But these other ones, like now in the broader spectrum, get off. Convict them too. Like they need to start convicting all of them for doing stuff like that, because you have people still walking on the street that doing stuff. I mean, we got a president in office that said he grabbed women by the pussy. It's just like, okay, so let's continue with them. Let's get all these motherfuckers if they're going to do some shit like that. But y'all make sure y'all go after y'all white people too and stop giving them slaps on the wrist.
And I think we there's the push for that. What was Harvey Weinstein is being tried in L.A. and New York. Okay. I know he was indicted here in New York maybe 2-3 weeks ago. But I think the wave is happening. I think we are seeing a disproportionate amount of, well, maybe not there's always a disproportionate amount of colorism. When a person of color does something bad, the font size is bolder, it's bigger, it's brighter, versus a person of non-color, just kind of like, oh, they do this all the time, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just a way of life. But I do think that the tide is changing. No one is safe. There is an uprising. Just because you were black right now in this climate, you are not getting a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had those get out of jail free cards. O.J. Simpson, I think, was our last get out of jail free card.
How long ago was that? It ain't safe. It is not safe, right?
So, I mean, if you are in a position of power, you know you are under the scope. Twice as hard, twice as good. Because you fall twice as bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's my perspective, but...
All right, well, we can wrap up. What's the whiskey friend?
That's fine.
Yes. Good articles, good topics, but congratulations.
I'm top myself off.
Go ahead, you do your thing. The drink is actually good today. So, what are we drinking? We budgeted a little bit, y'all.
Did we? Because we didn't budget. I only had $15 cash.
All right, so what we drinking, friend? Since we haven't announced what we drink for a while. The whiskey of today, sponsored. The whiskey sponsoring. No, hell no, they ain't sponsoring this episode. Wait, what we drinking?
I don't know who this is. Glen Silver.
All right. It's good. I like it. I got a splash of ginger ale.
Scotch whiskey. You actually have Sprite because I didn't have
okay. Ale. Well, that's something that's making it taste good.
But I'm just saving all my receipts. I'm a production once we get that.
I'll take it to my tax guy.
Yeah, take it to because I'm gonna need all these bottles and blunts. I'm like, this is expensive. You were like a part-time job.
First of all, you drinking and smoking most of it.
What are you talking about, Cletus? But
this is you on the regular.
No, this is not how I would spend my evenings, you know.
You mean you wouldn't spend your evening after work smoking a blunt?
No.
What would you be doing?
Gym.
Ooh.
Did I make dinner?
Ooh. You cook? You cook every night?
Every night, no.
You a old white lady. You really have a structure. Like you a Chelsea queen.
Situation did say I cook like a white woman. I act like a white woman.
You got your 2 dogs.
I have become accustomed to the lifestyle manner, so...
I'm there too, trust me. I get home. I just rather do my gym in the morning, but I get home. I just do meal prep now because my nights obviously are longer with my other obstacles, not even obstacles, other
obligations.
Yes, there we go. It was with the no.
I got
you brought me there.
I got you.
Yes, you saved me. You pulled me right back in. But I meal prep, so it's better for me. It's easier for me to go home and just have it right there, pop it in. There we go.
That
Good.
makes sense. I wish I did meal prep because as an avid smoker, munchulitis.
So you should try it one Sunday.
But you know, I be getting distracted. Like, I'm really, really bad at this, and I know my roommate hates me. But whatever.
But it is. I said what I said.
So I have a habit of starting like 1,000 projects at once.
Oh.
And then I'll go in my room and take a nap.
Meanwhile, eggs are boiling.
Eggs are boiling. I've melted so many damn pot handles.
Oh my God.
By the grace of God, we are still in that apartment. Because we have had several opportunities.
God is looking down at you like this, nigga.
I could have destroyed lifestyles.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, it's terrible. So I've set alarms now and timers anytime I start something.
One at a time, friend. Check it off the list.
This is terrible. Our house smelled like burnt pot handle. Saturday.
How do you burn a pot handle?
But you know, we have a gas stove, and I was cooking on an eye, and he was cooking on an eye. My handle was very, very long, so it kind of I turned it inwards, so it was kind of hanging over his active eye as well, and I didn't realize it. And then I woke up and I was like, it smelled funny. And he just rolled his eyes. I know he hates me, but it's a give and take. Relationships are give and take because
it smelled funny.
Right? Yeah, I burned the shit out of the handle. And it smelled like wax, like rubber / wax for 2 days.
You woke up.
Burnt plastic, man.
I just picture you waking up out the room like, what's that smell?
Yeah, and you know how he does the
burnt hair?
You know how Andre does the Bill Cosby look back?
Yeah.
Right? So imagine him walking past my room. Dang it.
Oh my God.
Doing the Bill Cosby shady look back.
So funny. That is funny.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, I can't live alone right now.
Pot handles matter for stop burning them.
I need to stop smoking so much, but
oh gosh.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's wrap up. What's the whiskey, friend? And we can jump into our questions, taken over by you. Go ahead, do your thing.
All right, so we're gonna do game. Let's make it light.
All right.
So my questions are you going to be godly or God no?
Okay.
And the context is this is an ex. I'm not gonna say you ended badly. I'm not gonna say you ended well.
Okay, where's my drink? Let me pull it closer.
Has resurfaced.
Okay.
And is gonna ask you for some things, and you're either gonna be godly about it, and be like, okay, or you're gonna be like, God no, nigga, nah. So, ex comes to you and says, I need a place to stay. 3 days.
Okay, now you know I'm gonna ask questions. How long have we been together?
You pick any, and I'll randomly pick it for you. Let's go back.
Yeah, you make it hard for me. Make it tricky.
Let's go back 4 exes. Whoever that was, the 4th ex back.
You're not on a date like that. Hold on. Because, okay. Anyone in the past. No. God, no.
Can't stay with you.
No.
No. All right. It's understandable.
No.
You're not exactly the most Christian person.
Yeah, especially the 4th one. The 4th one down. Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right. So that's a no. If
no,
the 4th
thanks.
one out. Okay, so that's a no. So how about ex calls you and says, no, ex doesn't call you. Ex DMs you. Because, his phone is only working on Wi-Fi right now. So he says, yo, phone's off. Waiting on this opportunity to land. Just need a hotline.
This is the same ex that we talked about that just asked to move in?
No, this is your favorite ex now. Your favorite ex.
My favorite.
Your favorite ex.
I can't even imagine a favorite ex. No, I'm sorry. I ain't paying. Wait, you need money to.
It's a loan. It's not a gift. It's a loan.
Why is your phone off in the first place?
Everybody goes through hard times.
So how are you gonna pay me back?
It's not my business.
No, it's not my business. Exactly. Good answer. Not my business. That's my answer.
You are such a bitch.
Next question, please, because this is fun.
Okay. So you clearly are a God no.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, nah.
Uh-huh.
Networking. You have a good resource for an ex. Your ex asks you, hey, can you put me in contact with this person? I want to reach out to this person because they posted a job. They have a need. I want to do business with them.
Okay.
Are you...
Look, you look nervous.
I'm nervous for his answer already. So I'm like, you're going to say no. He's so mean. I feel bad for all your
He's so mean. No, surprisingly, if it's a good ex, I'm all about like supportive networking. So if I have a network that they would love to get in touch with, then I would not mind doing that. Okay. Because that to me is that good karma that can come around. Like you want to open doors for people and you want the same to happen because, you know, being in New York, being anywhere, sometimes that's really how you get around this network. Word of mouth. That's how we are trying to elevate this podcast alone. It's just network and word of mouth. So I'm all for it. I definitely support that. If you're a good ex. But if we are not a good ex, it's like I don't owe you shit. So, but in this case, I'm going to say it's a good ex. So godly.
Okay.
Surprise.
Good friend. Good friend. There's hope for you.
Mm-hmm.
Time to talk. Ex call or text you 8:30 at night. Says, hey, do you have a moment? I need to talk to you.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Like on the phone?
Yeah.
Do people do that still?
Yeah, FaceTime. Don't you kids FaceTime?
I don't like FaceTiming.
I don't like holding my phone.
I know. I get tired as fuck. I'm like, no, I don't need to do this. This could go, and I mean, it depends on the scenario for me. It depends on what you want to talk about. If you want to talk about us getting back together, you can save that shit. You can save it. God.
No. This is they just need to talk.
Okay, I mean,
because I will say that I have called exes when I'm in a fight with my current and be like, am I right or am I wrong?
Oh no, I don't need you to call me for that. Don't call me.
I'm saying hypothetically.
Okay,
that's
if an ex is calling me and they need to talk and vent, I'm all, once again, like I'm definitely for the support and letting people express it, because sometimes people just need advice from other people, and I've been told that I give good advice or I'm at least a good listener. So I would be there for moral support if they're going through something, like if there's a death in the family or they lost their job or something. I'm always willing to give people an ear, because sometimes even if it is an ex, to prevent self-harm, a lot of people feel like they go to it because they have no one to talk to. They have no one to listen to their problems, and it's just all wrapped up in their head. So if an ex is going through something, yes, I'll be happy to listen to them and try to help them cope or offer them advice. But if they just want to talk like we buddy, fuck out of here. Click. Click, clack. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm.
All right. Wow, you are heartless.
I said yes.
But how you got to yes?
I mean,
shows that you are true.
Because I don't want niggas just.
It's an empty yes.
I don't want niggas just calling me out of nowhere like, "What's up?" What do you mean, "What's up, nigga?" I haven't talked to you in like 2 years.
It was an empty yes.
Don't be calling me
a yes, nonetheless. All right. Ex-boo calls and says, "Hey, can I put you down as a reference?"
Okay. Yes.
Work, rent.
Ooh.
Work or rent. Work and rent.
If we are still keeping in touch, I wouldn't mind. But if a random my exes are randoms at this point. Ooh. I don't know. A lot of my exes, I don't keep in touch with. I'm cordial with them if I go out, but. I know I dig too deep into the questions instead of just asking it. I know,
I'm trying to keep it light.
I know.
Jesus Christ!
I'm breaking. I know. I'm breaking this shit down. It's a fucking puzzle.
That deep, bruh.
That I probably wouldn't mind. a reference, anything like, once again, there for the sport, I wouldn't mind it.
All right. Permission to talk to a friend. And how they come at you is, I'm not saying that I've done this. This may sound very well scripted, but it was not me.
What do they say on the ID things? Like, please be aware, these people are acting out the incident. This is not the actual incident.
So hypothetically, if I had called you and said, hey, Terry, glad to see you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
You and Boo looks like you're prospering, thriving.
Yeah.
Haven't been in touch in a while, but I still want to come to you, respect you as a man, and be like, I have an interest in someone. So I know they're your friend. I know y'all might have a detailed history or whatever, but I'm asking you, would you have beef if I approached your friend and wanted to get to know your friend?
I think it depends on the relationship with my friend and with my ex. If it's an important ex that, that ex that we all have, like maybe that one or two exes where some people may, well, not me, but other people may put them off limits, because I've seen that. I've seen like a person where, I think I've told you stories, that one person where, no, he doesn't want anybody talking to his ex, and it's like they dated, it could be like 3-4 years ago.
Elementary
school. They were diaper buddies. That's how long ago it was.
Like, didn't even know y'all were going out the first 6 months.
They were nap buddies. But we still have people like that. So in that case, I guess if it was an ex like that, and depending on the relationship with my best friend, if it's like my best friend, and that's something that I'm like, oh no, like the feelings are too open wound there, like depending on how it like ended or how the relationship was, there could be some slight no's. There could be like, no, I don't feel comfortable because why this person? Like maybe all my other exes, but not this person. If it is like just a fuckboy ex, oh, by all means, because I'll be like, girl, let me tell you about his dick. let me tell you about his dick and his ass. I will give you the warnings or the go-tos right now. Like, just let me know. Let me know how it goes. Shit, we could bullshit over it. Like, so how was it, Fred? Damn, I had to do all the work. It was sloppy. But like, yes, I know, Fred. So, yeah, I'll be like, go for it. I don't
think we've ever overlapped.
I don't think we have, because we have...
Wait, yeah, we did.
2 different tastes. Who? Oh, wait, don't say...
I would say where it happened for you.
Okay.
It happened in... not New York for you.
It didn't happen in New York?
No. You were with the group that I don't really vibe with.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes.
So we overlapped there.
Oh, messy. And I didn't even know until after.
Because when you posted that pic,
don't you love those moments where you be like, look at this, what I smashed.
That down, I knocked that down, and I knocked
I know, you really, it looked like a Kill Bill list with the red X's, the red X's on the faces.
You're not gonna slut shame me. You're not gonna slut shame me.
I was like, look at this thing that I done ended up smashing. You was like, oh shit, should I tell her now?
I was a different person. Anyway.
4 summers ago, I was
too.
Okay. So yes, I would say, wait, what was the question? Yes. Depending on the situation. There could be a godly in there, like okay, or there could be a like, no.
See, my perspective, it should have been a straightforward yes, because if this person is my friend, then this person knows my thoughts on this person, so they already know the backlash. So I don't even have to pre-warn anybody, because if you're my friend, then you know I had fucks with this person and this person did.
Oh yeah, y'all probably hear those sirens too. They loud as
fuck. Are we gonna do a pause?
No, just let it be. They gonna hear it. We in New York.
It's New York.
We in New York.
It's New York.
Sorry, I ain't trying to do all these edits tonight. Shit.
Shout out to whoever's life is being saved.
Yes.
Whoever just died.
Prayers up. Deuce. Prayers up.
In my mind, my friend knows what type of person this is. My friends will know that any relationship that has dissolved knows that my errors in that relationship and knows my partner's errors in that relationship. So my friends will be able to make their own astute understanding of said person. So I'm like, go for it. It didn't work for me. Could work for you. This could be a match made in paradise. But for me, I'm gonna be like, at y'all wedding, I'd be like, I fucked your man.
Like, on the side, chewing some bubble gum. Yeah.
I fucked your man all day, every day. But no, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Actually, a friend legit was with an ex.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
talk about growth and maturity, because a lot of people can't handle that.
I was like, secure the bag, friend.
Yeah.
Secure the bag, friend.
Do what you gotta do, I guess.
I was like, y'all go ahead.
One person's trash is another person's treasure.
Trash.
Yeah.
One person's trash.
One person's trash is another person's garbage
This
can.
empty bag of shit is gonna be an empty bag of shit when I give it to you. So
yeah, just don't open it.
But that's not. I'm not bitter. I'm over it. It happened. I'm done. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm over it. Hey, Terry, it's Chris. I know we haven't talked in a while. This happened when we were together, but obviously we're not now, but I bought these tickets. This is your favorite band. This is my favorite band. You're the only person I know. Do you want to just go as on these?
Am I single?
I don't know, right?
Because if I'm single, yes, like shit, free tickets, they ain't cheap. And if it's my favorite band, like hello, my band is MC, so that's all I need. And I'll dance this. That's my favorite band.
Floor seats
and
to your favorite show.
Yes, like I don't need a band, nigga. If it's Beyonce, hell yeah, nigga. Like there'll be enough people there parading in between us. It won't have to be like that. If I'm in a relationship, out of respect to my relationship, I would decline. Because I would probably feel some kind of way. Mm-hmm. I would. I'd be like, the fuck you are? I hope he got 3 tickets then, nigga.
My boo will know and love me. No. The one I'm in love with? Absolutely not. Would not have it. Would be like ready to fight just because I got the invitation.
Yeah.
My boo's ready to jump through a phone and go through some shit.
Which I get. Like, how dare you, nigga?
Well, you light-skinned folks are all crazy.
No.
They're very territorial.
Does this person know that you're in a relationship? How dare you reach out to him? And ask, like, how dare you reach out, if I'm the boyfriend, how dare you reach out to my man and ask him if he wants to go?
My boyfriend, I've already told you from the jump, I'm friends with all my exes. Told you.
That don't mean I gotta be cool with it. So I'm supposed to accept that? No, nigga. So and I'm not. You gotta compromise.
See, I don't even like the fact you already.
You gotta be friends with half your exes.
You turning your head like a light skinned nigga.
You gotta be. You gotta meet me halfway first. You at least gotta be friends.
How you gonna tell me no to my? I have to shut off my previous life because you.
If you wanna, yeah, it's called compromising. So you at least gotta cut off half your exes. You can't be. How you gonna be friends with all your exes?
Okay, so yes,
your
most
partner.
recent ones I won't bring into the rotation until like the allotted 5 years has passed. Now we can be friends.
Then you need to. That's the question that you need to lay on the line right when you meet these guys.
I dare you to give me an ultimatum about my past.
Because a lot of
official yet.
A lot of guys are like, not going to be okay with this.
I was like, Terry, all right.
Yes.
All right, Terry. So we had this red light. What you gonna do? Tell me what you gonna do. You got 8 seconds to decide.
I'm gonna go straight to jail. I'm not gonna pass go. I'm not gonna collect $200.
Get out my car. Get out my car.
No, you get out.
Your Uber is over there.
Get out. We both in the Uber, nigga. Well, it's under my name. It's under my name. I'm picking up the ride, sir. He's gonna cancel, so you're gonna hear the thing. That's gonna be me. Just hit accept, okay?
No, you ain't telling me who I can and cannot hang out with because of
it's being friends with an ex can be very, very tricky and sticky because how people are in this day and age, it's too risky.
But if you trust and love me and you rocking with me, then you know we good.
But if you say it in the beginning, they're going to think, well, I don't know you enough to trust you. So you're saying you're friends with all your exes. That's just a red flag. And I don't know. To some people, it's just like, it just seems messy. Not to say you're messy. It just seems like it's a messy because you know those exes that stay in the picture, a lot of them, majority will cause drama. I've dealt with that. I've dealt with exes that I'm like, wait, how long y'all were together? Since when? And I gotta deal with this shit? Oh no, because I've dated guys because of that. When I had to deal with their ex, one guy kept talking to his ex, and I'm like, it's been 2 years, and you guys have this relationship that just makes me uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. How you talk and everything, and the fact that he's calling you when there's problems or this and that, and you seem to still have ties, whether it's something you both have your name on. I said, it's too much for me, and I can't deal with that because I'm too grown for that, to deal with you still handling baggage from another relationship.
Okay, so my dogs are for me and my ex. Technically, we are co-parents. Mm-hmm. So me and my ex are co-parenting my children. Okay. And you gonna come in and tell me
I'm not in it at all, because this is why we wouldn't. This is why we are not together.
I would drag you down some stairs.
But the next person, though, I pray that they understand. You know, it's kids.
You have to understand me, and you know me. I rock with you. I fuck with you.
It's just
if I fuck with you. It's just you.
I think it makes a lot of people apprehensive in the beginning. It's like, But if they're willing to still take the shot, they'll see the truth in the end. It's just a lot of people like.
Because you have to get to know me.
Yeah.
You know me that I'm not for the bullshit. Mm-hmm. So I don't do baby mama drama.
Yeah.
99.8.32% of the time.
Damn, yeah, numbers.
It's gonna be cool. Because I talked about sometimes you got a little and some shit went down. $1 billion in the elevator. But for the most part, if you know me, I don't deal with drama. I don't deal with bullshit, the shits and giggles. So anything that I'm a situation of, you should know it's going to be a chill, very easy thing. Yeah. It's not going to be him rubbing on my arm or him being flirty. Because one, you should know me as my boyfriend. Mm. You already know. I don't like all that. Yeah. Don't be rubbing on my arm and rubbing on my neck. Let's just hold hands. Kiss, that's it. But all that, because I'm super ticklish. And I refuse to be a punk and get squirmish in public, so I start punching.
I start hitting too. Try to tickle my feet. Yeah, get kicked right in the mouth.
No. So I don't like that. And because I'm super hairy, like guys like to play with my arm hair, and I hate it. So like,
nigga move.
I'm just like,
I said nigga move. Shit.
I'm done. All right, so you're going on the public. You going for the free show?
Okay, yeah.
You're going because my boo would know. Hey, he got a ticket to the best show. Let's go get. Let me go do this, and then
that's a sticky situation. That's easier said than done. So yeah, I'm gonna say godly no in that case. All right,
God no.
Is that it?
All right, fine. So now we're gonna transition into forget about it. Be cool.
Okay.
Or wait, forget about it as in like, it dead. Or forgive and move on. So forget or forgive.
Okay.
So I'm gonna forget you out of my life.
Okay.
I'm gonna forgive you.
Okay. And I'm gonna give you straight up answers because this is gonna be easy right here.
I'm gonna give you first scenario. Mom forgets your birthday.
Forgive. But that would never happen. I mean, it's my mother.
So let me tell you, 2007, my mama forgot my birthday. Texted me the day after and said, "Oh my gosh, it was your birthday yesterday."
Oh, wow.
Didn't text her for 2 weeks.
So maybe this question should be reversed.
I didn't text her back for 2 weeks.
You had to forget her for a minute.
But she was like, I got 4 damn kids. I can't keep up with all y'all damn birthdays. And I was like, no, I'm the oldest.
Oh,
it's the only one that matters.
Yeah.
I'm the first rip of your vagina.
My mom, my brother, and I, she knows. And it's just that my birthday's on Christmas. So.
Yeah, you can't.
But if she forgot it, I think I would kind of be a little.
Jesus to remind her.
I know. You know who didn't forget, Mother? The Lord. That's who didn't forget. It was like that episode of Insecure where the girl said something in Spanish, and she was like, "I don't know what you said, but you know who did know? God."
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think I would be shocked. I don't think I would do the whole forgetter. No, wait. How does it go? Forget means I'm not worried about it.
Forget it. Forget it. Forget the person.
Forget you? No, I would forgive her, of course. She's my mom. Okay.
I forgot my mom for 2 weeks. I was like, this whole hell.
I mean, yeah.
But let me text after 12 o'clock on Mother's Day, and she's like, "Oh, you don't know nobody no more. Oh, you don't know how to speak no more.
I ain't getting no card in the mail.
Whatever. You surely did not, Crystal Ann." Ooh, I'm gonna set this up. So you and Bae are rocky right now.
Okay.
Bae forgets your birthday.
Ooh, how long have we been together?
dating monogamously, seriously, 4 months. Known each other, 9 months.
I would forgive. I would, yeah. Unless we become like serious, like because I've dated guys and I'm like, ooh, like I didn't remember their birthday until like I realized it started to get very serious, and I had a reason to remember their birthday.
Right. So I'm gonna flip it on you now.
Go ahead.
You've been talking to this guy for 2 weeks. You told him yesterday, yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's like, oh my gosh, we should do this, this, and this. And you're like, yeah, let's just see. Your whole birthday goes by. He don't text you.
Okay, I would probably forget him. It's fresh. I'll be like, okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not that whole, it's my birthday, I'll cry. But it's like, it's not that serious. And obviously, you misleading already. And then we 2 weeks in, so fuck out of here then.
Okay. Let's make it juicy. You and your partner just adopted a little baby from Ethiopia.
Sorry, I don't know why. I feel like you always cracking jokes about that. Like, ooh, fucking Madonna.
So you and baby just adopted a baby from Ethiopia, little Malaysia.
Okay, I like that name. Very pretty.
But you found out while y'all went to Ethiopia.
Oh Lord.
They cheated.
Oh, why are you doing that, friend? That ain't right. We just adopted this baby.
Just adopted.
Oh gosh. Okay, I just gotta think for 3 seconds on how I would be able to handle this.
I mean,
because now we have a child,
and then we take out the life insurance claim.
I see. For me, just being too like shit like that, I would not be able to forget it. I mean, so I would have to forget him, and maybe try to figure out some kind of co-parenting with the decision we made on raising a child. But like, we just went there to do something miraculous, something that was the next step in our relationship, and you cheated in the process of doing that. Like, our focus should have been on the fact that we were going to a different country to adopt a child, and you couldn't keep your dick in the pants, so you dicking around Ethiopian house.
Like 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah,
to run down to the store.
Forget.
Come back.
Forget.
All right.
Me and my baby gonna be alright. We
gonna have a
good time.
All right. So you and a best friend.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be any best friend in this room. Because it's not. Because we're not the same size. But you have this friend that anytime. Oh, you do have this friend that I tell you to stop fucking with. Anytime you and this friend hang out, they just get dressed in your closet. Anytime they come over, they just get dressed in your closet.
Okay.
And you start to notice like shit is walking out your door.
Mm-hmm. And
then you said, hey friend, you had those pieces. Let me get those pieces back. Friend says, I didn't take those pieces.
How many times? Oh, well, this is continuing.
You're at the point to now you notice the pieces are missing, so it's been happening. Friend's like, I didn't take those pieces. I don't have those.
I think what I would do is, if our friendship is good and is strong, I would forgive, but I would not let you go into my closet anymore. Like, I wouldn't just end a friendship like that because you're stealing my shit, even though you're a stealing ass bitch. But I would be more like, I would heighten security. Like,
we're at a level orange.
Like, the meter has gone up. Like, you taking my good shit, and clothes are not cheap these days. So, yeah, I would forgive, but yeah, you would not be wearing my shirt.
All right, so I'm on the opposite. I'm manipulative and crazy. You know this. I'm like, hey, friend, let's go record at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go hang out at your house.
Excuse me.
I'm coming in here, I'm shopping. I'm taking everything back +5. So,
like, what?
I'm gonna forget about it because I'm gonna come to your closet. I'm gonna take your shit too.
Why's your bag big?
We good. Like, we good. We Gucci. So,
but what if they like? What if their style is all shitty? That's why.
If you have,
you ain't got nothing to take from them except a plan or some shit. You know what? I'm gonna take this decor. No. Give me this fucking pillowcase.
See, what I've done, because I've realized friends help in different ways. Mm-hmm. Like, I've had friends where I've gone out with, and for whatever reason, my card is being the only card swiped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Sometimes you gotta have a "we got you" program.
Yeah.
You got me this week, and I got you next
week. For sure.
But I was noticing that, like, damn, it's a lot of "I got you" weekends.
Like, oh, friend, I forgot my card for the 50th time.
Or that whole So I'm fascinated with people in these Rush card, Visa reloadable.
What the fuck?
Non-major bank cards.
Oh no! Child?
These prepaid debits.
Ooh, child.
The ghetto. Yes.
The security card.
So like when I look at someone's card and it's like all plastic and the Visa isn't erased and none of the letters are erased, and I'm just like, what is that?
Where's the chip on that?
Right?
Because they may not even take that. That's your problem right now.
Them shits be saying debito.
Like it'd be a different language. It'd be like y'all.
So I've had friends who that's their bank. And
yeah,
I get it. Okay, but those be the people who like, they're the quick ones to pull up the app. Like, I have money, but my card is just not working. Mm-hmm. That happens a lot.
I think my issue with me that I can speak to is that my only issue, me as a friend, is that I just forget it. So I always tell people, like, just remind me. Like, if I owe you, remind me, because even in going out and stuff, I'll say, like, oh, I'm going to give it back, and I completely forget. And I'm like, just remind me, and I'll Venmo or Cash App right away. But I just have a tendency to just lose track of it. And I'm like, just let me know, friend, because I'll probably forget.
Because, you probably will forget, but you know me, I'm petty. And I'll bring it up at the most inopportune time. Like, I was just scrolling through my vision when I told you I cleansed my phone because I found the GOAT. Mm-hmm. And I was deleting pictures. I went through...
Ooh, the Lord
has
touched your heart.
June, July. And I had screenshots of Ubers. I was like, why did I have pictures of Uber? It's the damn Ubers that we took to effing New Jersey with eyebrows out of attitude and butthole Tumblr.
Oh,
and I was like, I just forgot. I kept forgetting to like invoice those motherfuckers.
Did he say butthole and bushes? We're gonna figure this joke out.
He said buttholes.
I think it started with the B.
I don't know.
Buttholes and bottoms. Bottoms and buttholes. I feel like that's it. What?
I don't know why he.
I think he said buttholes and bottoms.
I mean, that's one and the same though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out for it. But yeah.
But yeah, from that trip, I was like, I just forgot. But the shadiest moment I get where eyebrows out of attitude at the table trying to shade me on some shit, I'm gonna come with receipts. Firepower. Uzi.
Ooh. Wait till y'all see each other again. It's gonna be a great moment.
Shots fired already. But
make sure
I do forget to like invoice people. I just be like, damn, why is my coin not where I thought it was? And then I'm like, I got like $1,000 out there. Shit.
Wait, let me put on my glasses.
Right? I just realized that the entire summer, like, I haven't billed my roommate for utilities.
Ooh.
Like, it's auto debit, so I'm just like,
oh no, we don't got time for it. It's too much.
But I don't do that whole, we're gonna be in the dark. No, we're never gonna be in the dark. I just come back and collect. But it's that.
No, nigga. I'm taking the light bulb out of your room. You ain't using any of these lights.
I'm probably sitting on at least his half, probably $500. So I'd be like, where did my money go? I want some new shoes, but I don't have new Jordan money.
Yeah, no Nikes for you, nigga.
So when you see this $15 bottle,
you know what?
I need you to understand.
I'm much more humble friend.
That I'm out probably $1,500.
Just know I got a good bottle for us, waiting for us. I have not opened it yet.
You trying to kidnap me and take me back to Jersey where I, again...
Anyway, next question, please.
All right.
Yes.
Forget or forgive. Best friend, not necessarily me, talks to your crush.
If it's a crush,
but I know it's your crush.
Just a little crush. I'll probably. I don't know why I came to my delusional right now. I'll probably forgive. I mean, some things like that people need to realize.
Motherfucking. If I told you I like this. And I told you I want this.
And I still went to talk.
But
okay,
even if my crush pursued you, you still say, nah, my friend.
Well, that changes the story then, because you want to stick to the bro code. Like, if you're telling me this is who I'm going after versus like, oh yeah, that's like my IG crush, like they cute and stuff. That's different. But if you're telling me like, no, I'm pursuing this, like I have a whole plan.
Like I haven't started yet, and I've been like working on my business plan for like 3 years.
Yes,
I'm gonna make a move eventually.
No, I would. If you still did it, yeah, there may have to be some questions raised. Like, are you a good friend? So you may have to be forget, because that means that you might be shiesty around the scene. You might be the one to hurry up and take my ex right when we break up a week after type stuff. And yeah, so
all right. So you're forgetting them.
Yes.
Forgotten. Silence. Best work friend.
Okay.
Owes you money.
Best work friend. Are they not paying?
Mm-mm. You have gotten, in the past month, you've gotten 12 lunches. You've gone to lunch 28 times. In 12 lunches.
I could forgive. It's the same thing with the clothes. You know what? I could forgive because we also have to work together.
Working, I'm working.
But going forward, I would not be buying your lunch. Your ass gonna sit there and starve and watch me eat.
Nah.
Luxurious. I'm gonna be tearing up this burger, dripping and shit. If you didn't bring your food, then I'm sorry, because at the end of the day, we all grown. In some situations like that, it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit there and say shame on me because I let it go on this far. But lesson learned for me now. But now that I know what you're doing is not right and you're not paying me back, if I continue to do it, it's gonna further be. No, it's kind of like that. I'm sorry, I take it back. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So fool me once, shame on you. I got it now. I see it. I'm going to decide not to continue doing that. Because if I continue to do it, then shame on me. Because I know what you're doing. Once I catch it, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, you know. I wouldn't say cut you off. Like a lot of people that even friends can be like handouts all the time. Let me sleep on your couch. Let me do this and that. But you got to know when to put that foot down and be like, no, bitch. No, nigga. You're like, get out. Like, handle yourself. You're older than me. Get the fuck out. So, yes. I would forgive and learn my lesson. No, not you, friend. You can always stay on my couch.
All right. Okay, last one.
All right.
We all have that friend who is just like loud in the mouth, always telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
So this person in your friend crew heard a story about you, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Story's true. Facts are facts.
Okay.
But they embellish a whole lot of extra on it.
Oh.
So do you forget them? Or do you I paid it. I did my dirt. You added extra to my dirt, but I did my dirt. It's cool. It's not even that deep. I'm going to let it slide.
I would probably forget them. You don't want people... I wouldn't want a friend spread my business out there like that. If I tell my friend stuff, some things should be kept just between us because that's the camaraderie that we have. Like... I'm not telling you this to tell the world. Some jokingly light-hearted things, we can speak of in front of other people. Like, remember this time that you were so fucked up and you ran into this or you spilled this or you were throwing up? We can have those cherished moments, but if it's something and you, not only is it dirty, but then you're adding more dirt to it, it's like, no, I can't trust you with my secrets. You're not a good friend. You have now been demoted to acquaintance. So, yeah.
Okay, I understand that. I respect that. I don't think I've shared too many of your secrets.
Thank God. Oh, he making a face. Oh, Lord. Okay, so we still playing?
Yeah, we're still friends, though, so it don't matter. All right. Mm-hmm. Well, that's questions. We wrapped it up.
Yes.
It was good. Get to know that you are a heartless, evil,
forgiving, loving person.
Never cross Terry because you will never be able to cross back.
If you're an ex.
Oh, we had friend questions in there as well. You were like, no.
Well,
demoted.
Do better.
Demoted.
You know what the fuck you doing. Do better.
Deductions for everyone.
You get an X. You get an X. You get demoted. All right. So that wraps up questions. What we can do, we can take a break. And when we come back, we're going to jump into Keeping It Real, Who Said That, and our losers and winners of the week. Hey everyone, so some great news. Whiskey and We is now available for streaming on Spotify. Yup, you heard it right. So for those who don't get access, anybody you know, obviously, because our listeners mostly are listening through iTunes, but if you know anyone that could not access the Whiskey and We streaming, they can now do so through Spotify. So definitely tell your friends and family. Also, be sure to follow our Whiskey and We at Instagram. Leave a comment, ask a question, but overall we do appreciate the support. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, rate. We will continue to do our best to keep you guys entertained and informed. So with all that said, let's get back to the show. And we are back to Whiskey and We, having
common conversations.
Challenging
out of each other's perspectives.
Agree or disagree? Was there a word in front of it? Doesn't matter.
Agree or disagree, we will always have Glenn Silver's whiskey. Gotta get that plug in there. And Zigzag Wraps.
Man,
Willow size.
I love me a good zigzag. Is that the 4 for $1?
That is the 4.
Yes.
$4. No, it was $5 for long. What was it?
Yeah, it's $5 for long. Yeah. But I'm
and then,
4 for 4.
Like you saw, I had to keep coming back because the dope man was like, I don't know you, so you won't have to wait.
Oh, he knew?
Well, I mean, he was hanging out in a good, what was that store? Corner store.
Yeah.
And he said sour, so I said, give me some. And he was like, are you a cop?
Oh, so
like,
you...
I don't have time for first time initiation. Give me my shit, and I'm going to run you your money, and we're going to go our separate ways. And he was like, you look like a cop. Okay, you see this fresh fade?
You got that Arizona. You got the fresh fade.
You see this fresh fade? Ain't no cop got no fresh fade like me. Get out of here.
Did you still like take it from him? Because I think I'm too impatient. I'll be like, okay, fuck it then.
No, when I told you it wasn't ready and I had to go back 5 minutes, I was like, I'm not walking all the way like 10 blocks up to get it from where I normally get it. So I was like, this is going to have to do.
Okay.
So I went back and then they grilled me again. But they're lucky it was cute. You know those
like y'all doing all that. You didn't take the body language class on studying.
But he went around the way and then came back.
Because y'all losing sales at this shit.
I didn't have time. So he was like, come back again. I was like, we'll see. But you're cute though.
Y'all need to get y'all stereotype right. Like y'all.
I don't fit the mold.
All right. Well, we got keeping it real.
Right,
so
keep it real with us, friend.
Keeping it real for me. I'm gonna keep it real about this week, and I want to just kind of talk about the work-life balance. So I had some situations going on with my outside obligations with my other job, and just a lot of things that I've witnessed. Just due to certain decisions and circumstances, one of my colleague managers resigned. So with that, being last minute and around such a hectic time, we kind of have to step up to the plate and do a little bit more to meet the demands that are being asked. But one thing that I've always preached about when it comes to working is I never believed in over exhausting yourself doing the most, especially in a type of field. So like we get entitled to, our little breaks and then our lunches. And one of the colleagues, I think she takes on a lot more than what she should. Thus, to me personally, putting your mental health and your physical health kind of at bay to try and get this done. So I'm so adamant when it comes to like certain things I do. I'm like, look, if I'm entitled to a break at this point, I will create a stopping point. I'm not going to sit there and go through it every single project and be like, I'm not going to stop till I'm done. If I analyze it correctly, I'm like, okay, this is obviously going to take me a good few hours. So I will make a stopping point. But I see a lot of people that they get so consumed in their job. And it's great to be consumed in your job if you love what you do. But just a reminder to like a lot of people that sometimes we got to realize like when we got to take a step back and be like, oh shit, like when's the last time I had a cup of water? Because I'm realizing that more. And depending on, like I said, where you work, the level of hecticness can be low to high. But if you're in a high place, such as like a retail environment, things can get crazy, especially around holidays. So I'm just that firm believer where I'm like, no, I need a moment. If I need to step out for 10 minutes, take a walk, get some sun, I need to kind of just regroup. I need to make sure I feel organized mentally, or things won't go as planned. And it's okay to have a monkey wrench thrown in. You got to be ready for stuff like that in your job. But I just think that it can be unnecessary when people dive too deep into their job, because thus comes with like the staying late. You're not eating enough. You're not getting enough sleep. And I've been seeing that a lot with my peers. So I'm just expressing kind of how I feel and where my stance is on that. Like, it's been a crazy week, and I'm preparing myself to give pushback on, no, like, I'm not going to continue to do this because I can project that this is going to take 2 hours. So I need to take my break now, or I got to make sure I'm still enforcing my lunches, which I think everybody is entitled to, like labor laws and everything. Like, don't exhaust yourself for a job, and find that work-life balance, because people can get so consumed in their job and realize that it takes away from their private life. Like, remember to create a life outside of work. Because unfortunately, my colleague that resigned, he was so invested in his job. Like when we had big visits or big important meetings, he wouldn't even go home. He would get a hotel that's close to the job site so he could like stay late and be there early. Mind you, he's salary. He would clock in like 80 hours a week. Like he would be the first one there, the last one out to closing. 12-hour days, not even 16-hour days. We're talking about before the store opens to like after they close. I remember last week he did one shift that was like till about 11. And I think just in this case, like things catch up with you. You got to realize that we are aging, and if you're not taking care of yourself the right way, all that's going to catch up with you, leading to the fact that he had to resign because it was too much. It was just too much for him. He couldn't handle all the changes and all the pressure and everything. So we just got to remember that, leave work where it's at. That's why I don't take work problems home with me. If I'm having a bad day at work, right when I clock out, I'll leave it at work. And I don't bring it home with me. I'll express it out, vent about what's going on, but I never let it drag into my personal life to where I can't have a good time. So I think that people should just be mindful of not overdoing it at work around this busy time, because we're about to jump into a busy season for a lot of people. People get new clients, new projects, blah, blah, blah. But we just got to remember to make sure we are still balancing that time to enjoy our free time and not so devoted to work to where when you are home, you're just trying to scarf something down and sleep, get as many hours as you can, only to wake up the next day and spend like more than 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours in a shift doing stuff. Like, this is the time where, it's daylight saving time. It's going to get dark early. I'm starting to leave the house and it's darker now. When I leave work, it's darker, so that period of like you don't see sun,
just fucks with you.
You just see darkness, and darkness has a tendency to make people depressed, especially in New York because we get the cold. People don't want to be bothered. We got to get on these crowded ass trains and buses, so we just got to make sure that we're monitoring our mental health and checking in with ourselves, checking in with our body. Something ain't right, something don't feel right, then you need to sit down, you need to take a break and take time off when needed. An associate I have, a good associate, she had PTO scheduled for today, but with a lot of changes that's happening, she canceled her PTO to come in and do a full day. And I even told her, I said, I wouldn't have canceled it if I was you. I said, whatever's happening, we're not trying to cure cancer. Yeah. Whatever's happening, it can wait till your PTO is over because you worked your ass off to get this PTO and you deserve it. So you need to take your PTO and not stress over work or what's not getting done with that FOMO experience, like the fear of missing out. So we just need to be mindful. Always remember to balance it and be sure to have a good time. Be sure to treat yourself. If you work hard during the week, buy yourself that outfit, get your nails done, get that fade going on, friend, that good haircut.
I mean,
get that
all the time, every
get
time.
That good weed. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna get that good weed. Like
tomorrow, I will.
Yes.
Sure.
So remember, just remember that we got to treat ourselves. Life is not about just living paycheck to paycheck, and I've witnessed people in my family do that. I had a tendency of doing that, and tomorrow's not promising. So
absolutely not.
Don't stress yourself. Looking back, like God forbid you're on your deathbed, and you look back. I guarantee you probably won't say, "Oh man, the one thing I miss the most." Yeah, I'm gonna miss the most putting in 80-hour work weeks and not spending time with friends and family and making phone calls and meeting up with these people for coffee or brunch or something. So we just got to make sure we're good because this time of year we can get exhausted, we can get tired, and we start to kind of alienate ourselves from people, and we do too much work than what we should, underpaid, exhausted, and we got to find that balance. Work out, meditate, find some kind of coping to make sure that your body is just still stable, your spirit is still there and still intact, and you're still fresh and you're still energized. We don't need to walk around like we're zombies, depressed and stressed and anxious. So that's my keeping it real for this week's episode.
I agree.
Yes.
We have a thing here at work where I used to be that type of person where there were some 60-hour work weeks or Saturdays and Sundays involved. But just having conversations with other people, they're like, this place has been here 100 years before us. It will be here 100 years after us. It's fine. So ever since then, I feel like my skin has started glistening. Like the pimples have subsided. The stress wrinkles, the grays are. I mean,
no, you can't lose the grays.
I want to be a salt and pepper daddy. That's just who I'm gonna be. So
embrace it.
It is what it is. But I do agree. It's just gonna be there tomorrow. Not everyone who has a job loves their job, so I don't advocate stressing yourself out.
That's another thing. Why are you waking your ass? So I understand we got bills to pay.
Absolutely, we have obligations.
I witnessed that too, but don't victimize yourself to make it feel like this is all you have out there as options. Like that's your first problem, is that you don't believe that you can step out of this job that you hate so much. So you would rather torment yourself with having to wake up early in the morning to get to this job for 8 hours that you hate because you know you got to make a paycheck. It's like, well, are you taking steps to look for something else? If education is a problem, are you trying to learn? Are you trying to go to school? We do live in a country, despite it being as crazy and racist as it can be, we do have a lot of opportunity that other people come here for. So don't feel like this is it for you. No, you're just comfortable. You're comfortable to where you're afraid to leave, but you definitely have a choice to leave. So do better.
Do better.
All right.
Live your best life.
Yes. So now we have Who Said That?
Ooh, and been saying that. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Chris got Who Said That.
I do have Who Said That.
Oh, gosh. Let's see if I can get this. I hope it's easy.
Leave well enough alone. Acting like a society clone. Niggas be left alone. Get shot. Trying to be left alone.
Oh, goddamn. Bars. Bars, nigga, bars.
I'll say it again for you. Leave well enough alone, society clone. Niggas be left alone, get shot trying to be left alone.
Is that Common? Sound like some shit he would say. It's a rapper, right? I'm assuming.
I'm not giving you no hints.
Meek Mill?
Not giving you no hints.
You'll tell me when I got it right.
Yeah.
So it's not Common, it's not Meek Mill. Jay-Z? It's got to be someone up there because the lyrics are pretty.
You get 2 more guesses.
Can I get a hint? Like I give you a hint. Like I got to know what generation I'm dealing with.
They don't have a record deal.
Are they a rapper?
They're an artist.
Is this current?
Very current.
They don't have a record deal. Chance?
No.
They don't have a record deal.
Why would you say Chance?
Chance the Rapper, he don't have a record.
But he has a deal in the sense that he has a deal. His own deal.
Like they don't have an album?
He's not on a label, but no, they don't have an album.
Do they have a song?
They don't have a song.
Oh, okay, so it's not I don't think it's a rapper. It's an artist.
It's an artist. I said it's an artist.
But what kind of artist?
Not even aspiring. I mean, I don't even know. Creative artist.
It's not Colin, is it? It can't be Colin. Not with those words. I don't know. Fred.
Well, I was on the train this morning, and I heard these people talking about Kaepernick and Nike. They weren't people of color. So what they were talking about was, I don't get why they think it's so bad. This is still a great place. So many people come here to live here.
Oh my God.
So I left it alone.
Fucking hamster wheel.
But the author of that piece is actually me. I wrote that this morning.
What?
So, how you know I do? You know I got.
How? I mean, but I never really heard.
Oh yeah, you haven't heard. Like you haven't come to any of my spoken words. Like I have invited like 2 people total to my spoken words.
Okay.
But yeah, that just made me like it. I'm wearing Nike. Like, I'm wearing Nike on purpose today. Like I'm letting it out and proud.
Yeah.
So when I heard that conversation, I was just like, oh, it's. It just made me say, ugh. And then, of course, I broke my headphones, so I don't have no source of entertainment.
I don't know how you broke those headphones, friend. I mean,
I am just I'm writing and reading a lot more. So
Okay.
yeah, that was a part of the piece. But then it led into protest and peace. Always preceded by more rest in peace. Standing with Nike, regardless of a check. Meanwhile, niggas with green hair with no care, engaging in thug warfare, need their reality checks.
You better plug yourself. I am here.
Hate you.
I am here for all of this.
But I am doing a spoken word in November. You should.
Okay.
You should come. Well, obviously you're gonna be.
Yes, give me all the details so I can plug this in right away. Set 2 alerts.
Yes.
1 week before, 3 days before.
Absolutely. But it just made me think, like, we all have an avenue and an outlet to be a voice. And I feel like, I mean, if writing could guarantee a check for me consistently on the 15th and last day of the month, I would have been a writer, hands down.
Yeah,
like,
but you're really good at it.
The shit that I write, like, yes, it is really, really good. Like, I go back and reread and, like, I get in the moment with it. And it's like, damn, was that me? But writing don't guarantee check.
But it's there though. I mean, that shit makes sense. So it's like you just need to get it out there enough.
So nobody goes stealing my shit right now.
They can steal your words, but they can't steal that talent. So people are probably gonna try to plagiarize your words if you come out with something good. But the thing about them is that they will have to continue to steal.
Yeah, go ahead.
They have to vanilla.
I'm dope. Down as fuck to be a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want no writer. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be music video. I like that lifestyle. Like, you either know you want it or you don't. And I don't want that notoriety because I done some shit. The last thing I need is...
I think you should at least invest in like maybe a book. Some sort of novel.
I don't think I want to write a book. I don't like writing books. I like writing short pieces.
You're a publisher. You just talk, bitch.
I don't like to talk either.
Oh.
Like, I don't like...
Well, after a few more seasons of this, you'll be...
Anyway, yes.
That's good.
But, I do enjoy writing, and I am doing spoken word in November. And
okay. So you'll keep our listeners tuned.
Yeah, I will try and interject pieces and get feedback. Because I sent it out today, and the person who I sent it out to today didn't get it. I guess they didn't get the context. But I don't feel like I want to have to explain it. So if I sent it out and it didn't land well, for me it's like, okay. Then.
No, I got chills. And I was obviously thinking of someone of high status because I was like Jay-Z comment. I was like, this ain't no fucking Tekashi.
If they want to write me a check, they can have these bars for certain.
He's got bars, y'all. This came from the mouth. This came from the soul.
I mean, I do have quite a few pieces, but
okay.
Yeah, that just made me. It just irked the fuck out of me. I was like, I don't even. What do you mean it's not that bad? How it's not that bad for you? Don't speak on that.
Like I just gave a big eye roll because it's like it's the same shit, different day.
It's what I implore people to do. Like, take your headphones out and listen to what people.
You'd be surprised.
And I was just like, what in the royal fuck?
You'd be surprised.
We're getting off of the same style. We work for the same company. That's how I was like, wow.
Goes to show like where people's point of view is and how different you can be, like inside and out.
And it's both sides of the spectrum. It's like I had alluded to, niggas with green hair out here living thug warfare. You think that shit is hot? You think you're an idol? Like, people unfortunately do look up to you. I'm just baffled by that shit. That's what's happening.
I did read, like, you saying those lyrics alone made me think of how we get so absorbed with the beat of things when it comes to music now. It's not even about the lyrics anymore. It's about the music, the beat. And this artist, Lil Pump, I mentioned him before.
The one who looked retarded at the music video awards? Not even
retarded, the one that had the, he was on the worst dress.
Yes, he was.
Trying to do a Maxwell type look, wasn't working.
Retarded is not even the word. I apologize to anyone who identifies with that word. He just looked like not clean to me. Like, just... I hope he didn't pay nobody to dress him.
I don't know.
They should be fine.
But he's young, and he came out with the song that at first I almost got sucked into because it had a good beat. I was like, okay, this is a good gym song. It was a song called Drug Addicts. And when you listen to the lyrics of it, he really talked about like how he's a drug addict. Him and his whole posse is a drug addict. He throws like what do you call it? Like, what what's the thing that Migos does where they add ad libs?
Mm-hmm.
He has ad libs in certain verses where he's like, I didn't go to school, and then the ad lib comes in, man, fuck school. Like, this is what you're kind of preaching to the kids that look up to you. Like, drop out, be a drug addict, you'll be famous. Bitches, I think he's like still a teenager, if you ask me, and he's talking about like drugs. He's talking about like the perp in his cup. I was popping pills since I was 7. These are actual lyrics. I was popping pills since I was 7. Like, I've been doing drugs since 11, something like that. And then that's where it went into the dropped out of school, something, fuck school. Like, this is the message. And once I finally clicked, it didn't take long for me to click into the lyrics. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is he talking about? The beat is good. But that's how we get brainwashed into liking music like that and giving them views and this platform, because you need to start listening to what these people are saying. It's ridiculous. So that's why now I'm so specific on what type of music I listen to. I'm like, no, you can't be talking shit like that to my subconscious trying to brainwash my ass. I ain't for it, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
I am not here for the shits and giggles.
But yes, friend, I like that. Do your thing. Be the voice for the people in that aspect. All right.
Yeah, that's who said that.
All right.
I said that.
Yes, Chris said that. So, on that note, we can wrap up the show with our losers and winners. I guess I'll throw my loser out there real quick. Speaking of Nike, I want to give a big loser, big L, big fuck you to the Athens car dealership. They are barring employees from wearing Nike apparel at work. So they sent the Athens car dealership, Acura and Volvo of Athens, located on West Broad Street. Athens is, where's Athens? I'm not even sure. I gotta look it up.
Like Georgia?
Possibly. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Athens. So in Athens, Georgia.
Ooh, the South.
Yes.
SOU.
Of course. So a letter was given to the employees at the Acura and Volvo. It sparked a lot of controversy, informing employees that Nike apparel would no longer be allowed. So their reasoning behind this is because they don't want to cause any issues, I guess. They don't want to make it... They don't want to cause that tension. They're trying to, like, keep the peace, considering that it's a topic of discussion that comes with a lot of controversy. They're trying to, like, play the safe guy. But what they're doing is they're kind of going against people's rights. How can you tell someone not to wear this if it's not a violation of dress code? How can you just tell someone, well, you can't wear this brand by management? Like, I wonder how far it can go and how much can they fight it to get it disapproved. Because, I mean, they've also mentioned, like a lot of other places, you know, they say in the workplace, you don't want to talk about money, politics, and religion. So they wanted to kind of incorporate this into that by making that decision. But, I mean, this is a big, because of the situation, what you're doing is that you're kind of, and we don't know who the owners are. We don't know if the management, it sounds about white. But what they fail to realize is that you are once again trying to put a muzzle on a topic that needs to be discussed.
And this is so stupid. Like, you don't realize how, like, I'm wearing my Nike Collegiate Athlete Runner hoodie right now. Nike is a force to be reckoned with. You trying to shut Nike
Their
out?
stocks went up.
Good luck shutting
I wish I would have bought it. Yeah.
Like, they said the millennials bought the most Nike stock in history.
Oh, yeah. I was one of them.
So...
yeah, like, but I saw that and I'm like, look at this shit. Like, this is the shit that
one
I'm talking
dealership,
about.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So,
bye Athens.
Yeah, goodbye Athens. I say Athens. So,
Atheist Athens. Yeah.
Who said that?
Who said that?
That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem.
Yeah, that's an L for me.
Yes, I have one more L. I'm going to give it to Kevin Gates. He did an interview with Zane Lowe this past week. It was released on Apple Music. So he was promoting his first post-prison mixtape, Luca Rossi 3. And gosh, he's from Louisiana. And it's just a little disappointing. So he talks about like how his music has helped people and what his struggles have been like when it comes to depression and everything. So he says... it's so many people that come to me and tell me, hey, your music has helped me. I'm not trying to be an advocate for people that battle with depression, but I know that I am. Okay, but then he goes on to say, when it comes to people who go to rehab for illnesses or for like to cope or find a way out, His thoughts on that was rehab is for quitters. You have to replace negative habits with positive habits because everything for me is a trigger. Okay, nigga, that's easier said than done. Like, it's so easy to tell someone, well, just be happy. It's for people who have gone through it, including yourself, you should know damn well that's not always the case. And going to rehab is actually the opposite of being a quitter. It means that like you are acknowledging that you have an issue. You're being vulnerable. You're not telling yourself like what that stigma in the black community is that you gotta be tough, you gotta suffer through, you gotta man up. And it seems like that's what he's showing. It's like, no, it shows great strength to acknowledge that you have an issue and go to someone and be like, I have an issue. I gotta fix it. We gotta find something wrong with it. Than saying I can handle it by myself. Like, because that it just like puts you in a deeper hole of depression. Because how you're trying to cope with it, your mind is all over the place. So you think you're doing the right thing, but then your mind is turning on you, telling you this, you ain't shit, and you're giving into it. So you need someone outside looking in to be like, look at it from this point of view. But you think that people going to rehab are considered quitters. I'm like, well, fuck you, because I've gone to see a therapist. Like, any rehab is beneficial, and a lot of people don't do it enough. Like, they just indulge. Oh, I can quit this drug overnight, I promise, and here you are again. Like, sometimes we do need that extra help. But the fact that you're making the decision to go shows great strength, shows vulnerability, and that alone shows great strength within a person choosing to express that to other people. So I saw that and I was like, okay, yeah, a big fuck you, because you may think it's easier to just think happy thoughts, but when you have a mental illness or whatever you're going through, your brain is a muscle, and that muscle can sometimes become weak in moments like this. So your thoughts can be telling you, you're trying to think positive, but your thoughts are telling you like, you a dumbass bitch, you ain't never gonna be great, and you give into that because you want to think that your brain knows the best and your brain is on your side or telling the truth, and we give into thoughts sometimes. It's like, you ain't gonna be shit, that's why homeboy left you, that's why you ain't here, that like our brains can tell us that, and that's how we spiral into a depression, because we get so defeated with ourselves. But we need to go to rehab. Like, you need to, rehabilitate yourself, like,
deal with the shit.
Yeah,
You're not dealing with it. If you're using these narcotics or whatever as a coping mechanism to help nullify or numb the pain, you're not dealing with it. That's not the adult thing to do. So,
and he's talking about depression. He's not even talking about.
I mean, if I could pick your laptop up and throw it out the window, I probably would right now.
Oh, because he's on it? No, yeah. Okay, he's erased.
Right. Delete.
Yes. Delete. Now I'm going to channel into something positive. My first W is going to go to Taraji, because she, in the light of mental illness and what she's gone through, she launched a new nonprofit aimed at combating the stigma around mental illness and mental health in the African American community. She revealed that she too has sought treatment. So I guess Taraji's a quitter for seeking treatment to better herself.
That's what that quitter is.
Yes, doing her thing. So she says this her drive to push for this launch and this nonprofit comes from her struggles with mental health, but also how she dealt with it after her father was murdered back in 2003. So that's when she dealt with a lot of depression and her mental illness. She named the nonprofit after her father, Boris Lawrence Henson. So what she says is the misconception about celebrities is that we have it all together and we're perfect, and we're not. Our kids aren't perfect. We're suffering and struggling just like the regular person, and money doesn't help. I mean, makes perfect sense. And that's what a lot of people fail to believe. Like, you think you got money. I see a lot of people like, why are you sad? Because you're rich. Like, a lot of commenters. I'm like, coming from a broke person at that, coming from a person who doesn't have money, y'all think money just cures everything. Money can enhance your life. Trust me. It can enhance it and make some things easier. But it does not bring happiness. Because if it did...
It doesn't change who you are.
Yeah. We wouldn't be having so many suicidal celebrities, from Robin Williams to... I forgot the guy that just recently passed in his season finale. I think he was a cook or he was like a traveler.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yes. His season finale just showed last week. But we wouldn't have these celebrities that are constantly killing themselves.
The designer who just killed herself in her apartment.
The LGBT designer?
She's big designer.
Kate Spade?
Yeah.
Kate Spade. Like, big designer. So don't think that money is the cure for happiness. Trust me. Like, it's an internal thing, and you got to find happiness within yourself. So I applaud Taraji for doing this in light of other people's opinions of thinking that you got to battle this on your own. That's the problem right now. Why people think money cures everything, or you got to fight this battle alone, and you don't. You need to reach out to people, and that's why we're always saying reach out to those and make sure they're good, because these people, we don't know what they're going through, and you find out that all these surprising people are killing themselves. Yes. So big W for Taraji, and then my last W will go to, who did I have another W for? Oh, you know what? My W went to her.
Alright.
Yeah, that was my W.
Well, you took all the W's. I mean, the L for me, hopefully this week, is Mr. Kavanaugh. I hope the Senate doesn't confirm him tomorrow. We don't need any more sexual predators in positions of power.
They better handle that shit. Like, I'm dead ass.
I'm going to go home and watch the testimonial today, but I heard to be down the line on it, they were both very convincing. So I'm going to go home and watch, assess for myself, and I hope that the Senate makes the right choice.
Oh, God.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Let's see how this shit goes.
Yeah, I'm tired of America.
Tired
of America.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. It's time to, like, start putting some stamps in my passport. Cause shit is just a shake in my head moment. From that train ride you were talking about to this situation, like, just so much shit going on. I'm telling you, the same shit, different day. But I don't want to end on a sour note. Let's end on a good note. So, to finally wrap the show up within a few minutes, what we got going on this weekend? Anything fun? I think it's going to be sunny.
You're not coming with me tomorrow night?
I would love to. After this long-ass week that I had, friend, like, I would love to get out because every time I try to plan, like, okay, I want to do something, I never get around to doing it because then I get caught up doing something else. So this time I'm like, no, I want to do something. Like, I may even go get me a little outfit tomorrow. I don't know. It may be that kind of night. A t-shirt, friend. A t-shirt. Not head to toe.
You buying fits and shit?
No, not head to toe. I'm hitting up the clearance rack.
I need to come in there and use. I mean, when your best friend works somewhere, you should use the resources.
We got ambulance in the back. Sorry, y'all.
So, I want to use my best friend resources.
Okay.
So soon.
Yes. Well, got the hookup. All right.
I have to pee so bad.
So okay.
So bad.
So thank you guys. Great week, great episode. But yeah, we can end it there. Everybody have a good week, good weekend, and we will see you all next week.
Tuesday.
Tuesday or Thursday.
Well, I'm flying Friday, so we gotta.
Where this nigga going again? Anyway, goodbye.
Bye, y'all.